Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Steam Prison, and we are in Inez's route, and we just switched over to his perspective, so that is where we are picking up from where we left off. So, I'm sorry already, I'm going to apologize in advance. I am having allergy issues today, so hopefully that doesn't, overtake things, but I've actually been mostly fine for like the last hour or so, but at the second I put my headset on, it's like, oh, my nose running, I need to sneeze, I need to sniffle, and it's like, are you kidding me? Anyway, that wasn't good. I wasted our precious time sleeping. I don't have much time either, and I can't postpone it. I need to know before then. Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow I will... Yeah! What was that? Interesting. What is he preparing for? I can't hear you. Explain it to me. I didn't do anything. It's too late to lie to me. Or do you think you're being brave? Maggots like you commit a crime simply by tainting my eyes. Atone in death, sinner. He has got some fucking issues, this man. Sash was on the other side of the street. He was in a bad mood and toying with the residents. Is he at it again? That's not good. But it's not really any of my business. He turned around and walked away. Are you really dying already? You bore me. I'll have to find another. He doesn't get bored of this, does he? Another death because of Sash. Spacey would have jumped out and tried to save him. Even in her current position, and even without a weapon, she would have tried to protect him. It was the height of foolishness to subject yourself to that much danger. The powerless didn't have to do that. It was reckless. I'm sure she still would have attempted to save him. For her beliefs, for justice. That's the kind of woman she is. He's fallen in love with us. But I can't do that. Not in my current situation. Perhaps she would hate me for what I'm doing right now, but I have no choice. This is interesting. I'm really curious as to what his situation is. I'm sure we'll find out, but it's just like, my plan is in motion. I can't allow anyone to interfere with it, and I need to stay out of this. Hounds don't bite the hand that feeds them. Interesting. I am really intrigued as to, like... They're not selling any, huh? After Sir Inez left, I went to the marketplace to buy a sword. There were shops that sold kitchen knives, but not a single one that sold weapons. I suppose I should have expected this. The hounds wouldn't want to see us armed. But a lot of people here walk around with concealed daggers. I can sense it. That meant they were getting them from somewhere. I hope I can find out how they get them. Uh-huh. A few men and women were huddled near one of the supply stations. They're not handing out rations right now. I walked closer. I could hear them complaining. Are they looking for medicine? I checked the schedule on the wall. The next handout for medicine was the next day at noon. Are they going to wait here until then? They looked sickly. Perhaps they had overdosed, or their bodies hadn't absorbed the medicine to begin with. Either way, it has to do with the medicine they hand out. They looked almost hollow. I felt shocked as I walked away. Hold. Sorry, I knew that would happen. It's so dark. I was on my way home. The back alleys were especially lightless, and I had to occasionally grope for the way. I had to patrol areas like these as a police officer, so it doesn't scare me, but I really thought that the hounds, having been sent here by the temple, should put lights on the street. The smell. What I smelled gave me a bad feeling. I made sure not to take very deep breaths and investigated the source. The man Sash killed? It's a corpse, some hours after death. A middle-aged man with a gaunt face. Judging from his clothes, he was a beggar. Did someone torture him? There are a lot of wounds. What had ultimately killed him was a large stab wound through the chest. Who did this? And why? Death is a regular occurrence here in the Sanctuary District. I'll need to be careful. I hurried home. It had been a very cloudy day. It looks like rain. Finn and I had become rank 1 officers only 3 months earlier. We were patrolling the city. Yeah, should we find umbrellas? Only if there's a heavy downpour. Let's hope that doesn't happen. All right. It's yet another peaceful day. I doubt anything at all is going to happen. That's a weird way of phrasing it. Do you want something to happen? No, of course not. I'm just surprised by how peaceful police work really is. Peaceful? Yes, I thought we'd be investigating crimes and squaring off against criminals every day. Huh. I didn't take you for the type to join the force seeking carnage. I didn't. I'm normal. If anything, I'm a pacifist. That's something a psychopath who murders your parents would say. I'm just kidding. You don't strike me as the violent sort. That's because he's really good at covering it. Besides, I know what you mean. Before I joined the police, I thought every day would be a battle against society's evil underbelly. Apparently, rank 2 and 3 officers can have themselves assigned to such investigations, but our job at rank 1 is just patrolling the city. But I like this work. Walking around the city is nice exercise. Yeah, I think so too. Just make sure you pay attention to what's happening around you. What's that commotion over there? Let's go, Finn. There's a crowd here. Sorry, coming through. This is the scene where there's a dead guy, right? Because I'm like, doesn't this feel like you've read it before? Because we have read it before. We've had this flashback before. We squeezed our way through the crowd towards the center. There's a man lying on the ground. An assault? No, there's so much blood. Yeah, because Finn acts like gagging and like he's going to pass out, and we're like, Jesus fucking Christ. I swear to God, though, he's got a split personality. I carefully approached the man and shook him. I know we're supposed to. It's probably the case that Finn was always just a nice, sweet person and was just kind of a little obsessive and in love with us. And then the hounds broke him, and that's what made him go crazy and stabby and psycho. But I'm just going to go with he was always like that. I mean, that's just how I feel. And the game is really trying hard right now to be like, he was always so nice and sweet. And then if you had his route, you'd be like, he's nice and sweet. And then, oh no, the hounds made him evil. But I'm still going with he was always psycho underneath. Okay? Because no matter how much they abused or beat the fuck out of me or made me kill people, I probably would not have snapped. So I'm just saying, there was always a little fucking crazy in Finn. Like, even if he didn't actually kill our parent, he was always a little psycho in there. Always there. Just, anyway. Excuse me, are you alright? He's not moving. Besides, I checked his pulse. He had no pulse and his skin was cold. He's dead. Dead? Murder in broad daylight? Looks like it. What do we do now? My training was supposed to have taught me what to do next. But it was my first real crime scene, and I was a little overwhelmed. This is frustrating. I can't think clearly. We definitely read this scene before. I know I had to respond calmly, but the unruly crowd made it even more difficult to concentrate. It's been a while since we read it. I'm not sure if we read it in Elcreed's route that far back. It was Elcreed or Ulrich, because I don't think it was an Adage's route. Hey, Finn. Finn, are you okay? You look pale. The corpse. I feel... are you gonna throw up? Wait, I have a lost articles bag here. Try to hold it in. Finn was holding his mouth with teary eyes as I searched my bag. There, throw up into this. That was close. I looked at Finn and sighed. Bitter smell began to spread through the air, but the corpse and the ground were uncontaminated. And I feel a lot more calm now. I'll cordon off the crime scene. Finn, go and call for backup. No, I'll stay here. I don't mind the corpse. You're almost crying. Just go. Finn nodded meekly and ran away towards the temple. I looked after him and positioned myself in front of the corpse so that the scene wouldn't be disturbed. The crowd was still swelling, trying to get a look at the corpse. It all seemed tasteless to me. I wonder if the criminal is among them. I wanted to arrest them. However, rank 1 police officers weren't part of criminal investigations unless they caught someone in the act. Being a rank 1 officer is peaceful, but sometimes something like this happens. How often, I wonder, will I see someone's murdered remains? This one time in the Heights and then a bunch of times in the depths. Just saying. Like, I didn't want to be accustomed to the sight of death, but I had to be, and you're definitely going to be down there. You've now seen that dead guy, Rylith Merlot. There might have been people in the common path that I'm not remembering, but you've seen 3 times more death in the Sanctuary District than you did in the Heights. Oh. I dreamed of the past again. Now that my life had calmed down, I slept better. I'd even managed to dream 2 nights in a row. Yesterday I dreamed of my servants, and today of Finn. That's because Finn's like right near you. Maybe your servant didn't actually die. Maybe they're down here. Wouldn't that be sad? They're like, oh, well, she taught you how to cook, so we sent her down here, because how dare she teach a noble how to cook? You're fucking weird. I'm just saying the temple has some weird-ass fucking rules. It hadn't been long since I'd left the Heights, but Finn already seemed distant. Finn was so squeamish back then. Gentle, peaceful, and so fragile it seemed like his heart was made of glass. I feel like they're really trying to, like, slam it into you that, like, how drastic the change is going to be when she sees him again. At first, when we had met, I'd been afraid that something would send him over the edge. But it never happened. He bore with it and followed me. Yeah, he'd do anything for you, because he's crazy. I was glad that he'd been my partner. Finn, I hope you're doing well. We go to Finn's perspective now? It was the early afternoon. That would have been a perfect time for, like, a Finn chapter. Pause. Sorry. I met up with Sir Inez and we went to the marketplace together. Apparently it had rained during the night. The ground was damp. I had to take care not to step in any of the scattered puddles. Didn't we just say something about rain? And he was like, no, it's not going to rain. And we, bitch, I was right, it rained. What do you want to eat for dinner? I'll cook. What do I want to eat? Yes, the choice is limited to dishes I can cook, and which we can get the ingredients for. But if I can, I'll make whatever you like. Maybe I'm imagining it. But Sir Inez seems different. Are we going to say tomato soup? He seems enthusiastic, even exuberant. His expression was no different than usual, but I still got the impression he was having fun. What's wrong? Why are you smiling? I'm not smiling! Maybe not, but you seem different today. He was thinking the same thing about me that I was thinking about him. What's so amusing? Did I do something wrong? No, not at all. I just thought you looked like you're enjoying yourself. Enjoying myself? Yes, perhaps. It's been several years since I had the chance to cook for someone. Perhaps that's the source of my mood. I promise to reform myself. You don't have to. I like seeing you amused and happy. I see. I'll keep the reforming to a minimum then. So what shall I cook? What do you want to eat, Spacey? I doubt that I can make the sort of food a noble woman would be accustomed to, but I'll do my best. That's all anyone can do. Don't be so stiff about it. I told you the other day, we really weren't as special as you believe. We received our rank for services performed by our ancestors. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Your mansion seems out of the ordinary to me. Mansions? Yes. The area I patrolled in as an officer had the estates of noble families. I still remember being shocked by their size and luxuriousness. At home, animals lived near our house. Sometimes I think there were more rabbits and foxes than human beings. They have rabbits and foxes in the Heights? I mean, the Heights is just a giant fucking tray with people. Like, where the fuck did they, like, Noah's Ark that shit? How'd they get the animals up there? They were like, get all the people. Oh, make sure we can take some rabbits and foxes and shit, too. I mean, you would have had to have taken some animals, because otherwise but it's like, I'm just really curious. Like, there were no animals near your estates, nor straw. Your roofs didn't leak and your walls didn't need repair. It was a different world. I see. To me, living with animals sounds interesting, but I suppose it has its hardships. He patrolled around the estates of the nobility. Perhaps we met someday. That is possible. I served there for more than 10 years. 10 years? That's a very long time. I mean, we got the job, we were like 18, so even if you could have gotten the job as like a teenager, like, you're trying to tell, oh god, there was a giant spider on my wall and now it's gone. I don't know where it is. Uh-oh. You're trying to tell me that he could be pushing 30. That is a bit kind of weird when she's like just 18 and knows nothing about the world. Not that much stranger than the 25, 26-year-olds, but still there's something about it that just makes it slightly creepier. I don't know. Or he was 12 when he got the job. I don't know. 10 years? That's a very long time. Wait, it's too long! Sir Inez was startled into silence for a few seconds. Then he spoke. No, the mathematics are correct. I was assigned to the Hounds 3 years ago, when I was 26. He is! He's like 30! Like, that's fine for me. It is not fine for an 18-year-old girl. That is some kind of weird-ass shit. That's like... I know it's really only an 11-year age difference, but... And I've been in a relationship with a 12-year age difference. But, like, when you're 18 and 30... That's... Oh, when you get, like, 25 and, like, 37, it's not... Doesn't seem as bad. But, like, 18! Like, you... And maybe it's... Like, back... In whatever world this is, it's probably not as bad. Because you could have had an arranged marriage with someone that old. But, like, now in modern times, you're like... Dude, that's, like... She is just barely a legal adult. That's fucking weird. Like... You don't magically go from, like, I'm 17 and in high school to just being like, bam, I'm totally like an... There's that... Like, I don't know. I mean, shit happens, but it just feels weird. She's definitely way more mature than most 18-year-olds because she's out there swinging a sword and, like, kicking ass. But I'm just saying, it's still a little weird. But going back 10 years from there puts me at 16, which is when I became a rank 1 police officer. Yeah. See, that's what I was thinking. Like, if he was 16 when he did, okay. You could be a police... But that's also weird. There's so many of these, like, fantasy games and everything. I was like, I was 16 and I'm a cop. It's like, most 16-year-olds can't handle that bullshit. They're like, I don't even want to do my homework. Like, the fuck? These games always make them like they're saving the world and shit. It's a nice fantasy land that you live in, but, like, let's be real. Most 30-year-olds aren't doing that shit either. Like, most people aren't. So, He nodded, satisfied with the logic. I see. You're older than I assumed you to be. How old did you assume I was? I couldn't tell you an exact age, but perhaps 20 or so. Slightly older than I am. Like, I mean, the fact that, like, everybody else, like, Adage and Elk Creed were, like, Elk Creed was, like, what, 24? Or 25? He was 25, right? And then Adage was, like, 26? Or they were 24 and 25? They're mid-20s. And I know it's not so much, but it's like, Jesus. Like, game! Why you like the giant age differences? But then it's because they make the 400-year-old guy, like, look like the lolly boy, and you're like, but you look 12. At least Ulrich looked our age. You know what I mean? Because he was our age. He looked our age. It wasn't like, well, he's the 18-year-old. He's our age, but he looks 12. Why? I mean, I guess that's saying something, because they're like, he's 30, but he only looks 20. So I guess the 18-year-old looks like he's 10? Like, the fuck? Creepy. Creepy. I'm not that young. I'm 29 now. Slightly older than you. You're not 20 yet? Now you understand how creepy this is feeling, and yet you're still gonna fall in love with us. It's weird. No, I'm 18. 18? You didn't know? I thought the Hounds had the personal information of all the criminals. He's like, she's like 20, she's really young, and then she's like, I'm 18, and he's like, fuck! This is so creepy! The shit that I did thinking of you the other night is just really gross now. Spacey makes everything disturbing. You're welcome, and I'm sorry, I don't know. Slash handled your paperwork. It was all disposed of before I got the chance to look at it. That's because Sasha doesn't want to admit that he wants to fuck her too, and he's probably like 35, like, for all we know. Like, he's the 40-year-old, and you're like, really? Because, okay, sure game. Oh, it's my phone. I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? Even though you're vice commander? Yes, but it isn't that rare. Sash cares little about such things. Still, I knew you were young, but you're younger than I thought. Most officers take the exam to become rank 2 officers when they're 20. I assume that was your age. Oh, yes, I did take that exam early. I was told that a lot. But I wanted to take it as soon as possible and convinced my partner to take the exam with me. A few days after you finished your observation mission in the depths, you would have received your new badge, and that would have made you a proper rank 2 officer. It would have made the news, I assume. Yes, it's rather regrettable. Rather? Sir Enos? Oh, never mind. We've gotten distracted, haven't we? Let me ask again. What do you want to eat? Let's see. I have nothing particular in mind, really. I've only eaten bread these past few days. I would eat anything. Alright, so here, I'm going to make liver and onions. Okay, accept that. Like, that doesn't really help me. Oh, well, I thought the same thing a few days ago. You did? Yes, you said you'd be happy as long as I taught you anything. Do you remember? Oh, yes, I remember. But I did specify that I wanted to learn about the aristocracy afterwards. Perhaps you could supply some more information as well. What do you like personally, Sir Enos? What do I like? Yes, I want to know more about what you like. I like omelets. Omelets? What's that look for? Haven't you heard of it? No, I do. I'm thinking about you liking omelets. That's cute. Is that the right answer? It's not the right answer. That's so unexpected. I want to be like, that's cute. Just throw him off his game. Like, that's cute. It's not cute to like omelets. It's pretty fucking normal. You're like, yeah, no, omelets are fucking delicious. So, yeah, omelets. As long as you like eggs. If you don't like eggs, you're not gonna like it. But people are like, ooh, omelets. Ooh, yeah, no, that sounds good. Like, put all sorts of shit in an omelet. So it's not cute. But I just want to say that to him because he'd be like, the fuck? Not cute. You like fluffy rabbits, too, do you? Of course I like fluffy things. That's cute. Like, yeah, that's the right one. Okay. That's a little unexpected, but it is delicious after all. I understand. I see. And that's good. Back in the Heights, there were people nearby who kept chickens. We often used to buy eggs from them. I see. They kept chickens. Is that curious to you? Yes. You know so much that I don't know. Merely talking to you like this is enjoyable. Well then, I request omelet. Roger that. We'll need eggs, milk, butter, salt and pepper. Oh, and tomato sauce. Tomatoes? What is it? Don't you like tomatoes? I don't like the texture, but mini tomatoes are fine. And sauce is probably fine too. Don't worry about it. Alright, I won't force you to eat it, but do try. An omelet needs tomato sauce. Does it though? I mean, I guess if you're thinking ketchup. Like, I'm sorry, ketchup on eggs is delicious. But you don't actually even need that. Like, you can make an omelet with like... Sorry, my lip is like... crusty. My chapstick got all crusty. Anyway, you could do it totally with just like cheese, an egg, and that was all. You could put onions and you could put seasoning. You don't even need ketchup or tomato sauce on it. And actually, tomato sauce, unless you're talking about ketchup, I'm thinking like pasta sauce or whatever. It just seems weird. Also, I think I have an aversion to tomato sauce. Because, like, you know the can of tomato sauce that you get? We used to always have that. And, like, that was put on rice in my family. And, like, now, like, tomato sauce and rice is, like, it was good, but I'm still, like, I think I'm over it. And that's just why I can't eat spaghetti either. I had just had it too much, and I'm like, no, fuck that shit. I don't want spaghetti. I'm also not a pasta person, unless it's, like, mac and cheese. But, like, I love soba noodles, though. But not, like, the typical, like, Italian pasta. I can't. I'm not a pasta person. Like, rice noodles, soba noodles, that shit, yeah. But I'm not going to put it in typical, like, tomato sauce. But I like chicken parm. And like fucking pizza. I don't know. Just got some weird shit. Anyway. We also need some vegetables. Let's go. Alright. He said I could cook it as long as like he said I can make almost anything with 3 ingredients. Literally eggs and cheese. There you go. Basically scrambled eggs. Cause, I have almond milk. I could make omelets. Sounds good. Sir Enos knew what he was doing at the marketplace. He knew exactly where he wanted to buy his eggs and the seasoning. Only the vegetables are left. We can't get fresh ones in the sanctuary district, so we'll have to compromise. Why can't we get fresh ones? Because there are no farms. There is agricultural land in the depths, but it's not worth it to go to the depths just for vegetables. A lot of people try to grow some vegetables privately. Privately? They make vegetables at home? Yes, you can grow some in a small pot. A small pot? You don't need a field? Oh, no. Well, it depends on the vegetable. Like, could you imagine? I'm trying to grow corn in this pot. But mini tomatoes, for example, can probably be grown at home. I used to have a tomato plant. And a jalapeno plant. I am not good with plants. They died. Well, that's because it had like little spider mites or whatever on it. It had something, and I was like, okay, I just made like a spray to spray on it. It killed my plant. So, yeah, I mean, it got rid of the little mite things that were on my plant, but it killed my damn plant. Like, the fuck. So, there's that. It's supposed to be, like, safe and natural. So, like, because I don't want to spray, like, pesticide on a plant that then I'm going to eat. That's weird. Like, let me just dip this in, like, what? But yeah, so then I killed that plant. I'm not good with plants, man. I still have the stick that it was, like, the vine that it was twisted on in a pot sitting outside of my patio. Cause, like, it's been years. Anyway. How about it? You could grow something yourself. It'll take some work, but it's cheaper than buying them yourself. That sounds good. But will I be able to do that? You don't have to pick a difficult plant. I used to grow them a lot when I was a child. Serena stared off into the middle distance, lost in thought. What was it I grew first? I've forgotten. It wilted before it bore fruit because I forgot to give it water. I don't remember the next one either. It was eaten by the animals before there was fruit. That's all I remember. I had strawberry plants for a while. We planted like one, and then all of a sudden it was like this huge patch. But we never got any fruit off of it because fucking animals would eat them. Because you gotta like cover it, you know. But we had strawberries. I do remember my third attempt. It was bell pepper. I never thought bell pepper could be so delicious. It was probably so good because you grew it yourself. I think so too. It carries a special flavor that someone else can't understand. I hope you'll come to taste it too one day. I hope so too. I'd like to try it. Really? You'll have to get your hands dirty. Can you do that? Why wouldn't I? I thought the aristocracy were averse to that. I can get my hands dirty. You have an odd view of the nobility. She's like, also, I'm used to carrying a sword and kicking ass, so, just saying. Yes, perhaps. It's very far from my own upbringing. I apologize if I've offended you. Oh, I should apologize. I didn't want to accuse you of anything. It's alright. I enjoy the way you speak with me. You do? Yes. You know how Sasha is. Compared to him, you're the image of peace. Oh, yeah, perhaps. But everyone is peaceful compared to Sasha. Yes, they are. It's evening already. We took too long buying groceries. Yes, but it was fun. I learned a lot about you, Sir Inez. I'm glad we had this chance. Really? I don't think I have any traits worthy of particular interest. Don't say that. I think there's a lot to find appealing. I wish we'd had a chance to meet as police officers. Not down here. Oh, sorry. That's such a fantastical idea. You may use the kitchen as you see fit. Thank you for the cooking. All right. Serena's nodded and opened some drawers, taking out a frying pan and a bowl. Oh, you had salt and pepper here. We didn't need those then. I see. I didn't know that. It's all right. They won't spoil. You can use the salt to clean as well. I see. I'll try that. Cleaning. Perhaps I should take that as a hint. I resolved to see what I could clean another day and watch Sir Ina's work. You won't understand by watching me, I think. A personal experience trumps all. Come here. No, I don't want to be in the way when you cook. I'll only ruin the food. You'll never learn to cook then. Experience is invaluable if you want to get better. Come on, come here. All right? Crack the eggs into the bowl and stir them. Try it. Just break the eggs? Yes, and knock the eggs against the rim of the bowl so a crack appears, and break it open. Use both hands. Eventually you can use one hand. Knock the egg— Oh! A splendid way to smash the entire egg into the bowl. I'm sorry, I wasted an egg. It's alright. Pick out the pieces of the shell. You've really never cooked before. Like, cracking eggs is like... Look, some eggs are assholes and they kind of fuck you up, but for the most part, cracking eggs is pretty easy. And don't look so sad. It wasn't meant as criticism. If you can't do it, you have to learn it. Cooking is an important skill in life. Be patient. Okay? A good response. Now break another egg. We need more than this one. There! It's done! Outside the window it was dark by the time the omelet was done. Congratulations. You did well. Thank you. Next to me, Sir Inez was doing the heavy lifting. He worked fast and efficiently. What I needed an hour for, he could do in a few minutes. He was perfect at everything. He really was a good cook. My own omelet looks a bit dubious compared to his. Still, the omelet I had made myself filled me with a deep sense of fondness. Perhaps that was also the reason I couldn't bring myself to eat it. Sir Inez ate his own omelet and looked at me. Why are you eating? You needed a long time, but you did well. You don't have to be afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it, but... Then why aren't you eating? It's the first food I made. I'm just so happy. I just want to look at it. What is it? Nothing. Sir Inez stuck a spoon into my omelet and transported it to my mouth. Wow, now he's feeding me. Happiness doesn't fill the stomach. It tastes best while it's still warm. Eat. All right. Oh. How does your first food taste? It's so good. It's so good. How did I make something so good? Am I a genius? Huh. I helped you, didn't I? I wouldn't let this get to your head. Oh, apologies, but it really is very good. I scooped up a spoonful and offered it to him. I'm all right. Please try it. I would, but that's your spoon. The indirect kiss. Oh, so funny. Really, it's more like gross. That has your saliva on it. That's nasty. It's not that. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. It's like an indirect kiss. It's more like the germs. Ew, I don't want your mouth germs. Gross. Unless I'm going to make out with you, but like, until then, gross. So, I mean, it looks a little different from the spoon you used, but what of it? Well, that wasn't really the point. Oh boy. You don't want to try my food? I do. Well, fine. Thank you very much. What do you think? It's delicious, right? Well, it's not bad. But you still have a ways to go. Look, if you can cook something and you think it's delicious and everybody else is like, it's alright. Doesn't matter. You think it's delicious. Unless you're cooking for other people. When you're cooking for yourself, as long as you think it's delicious, man. Sir Inez offered me his own plate with a serene expression. I guessed this to mean he was offering me some of his own omelet. Wow, it's so soft. The spoon seemed to melt into the omelet. It was much softer than mine. As for the taste, with my heart pounding, I put the spoon into my mouth. What do you think about mine? We used the same ingredients. How can it be so much better? I'm sorry. I'm not a genius. I'm embarrassed that I became so excited. I made a scene despite my lack of experience. Perhaps there's a hole somewhere I could disappear into. Don't worry. It's all right. You learned to do something. That's worth celebrating. Knowing you lack experience is the first step to gaining it. You have room to grow. Sir Inez, this is also a little awkward because I get it. She doesn't know how to cook. She had people cook for her. I'm not begrudging that. It's the age difference and like him teaching her how to do like, if they were like the same age, if this was Ulrich teaching her how to cook, it wouldn't feel as fucking weird because you'd be like, oh, well, it's because he knew how to cook and she grew up, you know, in a house where she didn't know how to cook and whatever. But she now is being taught by a man who's like 11 years older than her, and it's like, oh, it's okay, you don't know how to be a real human. And it's like, it just makes the age thing seem creepier because, like, I know it's supposed to be he knows how to cook, he knows how to do real world things because of where he lived. She didn't, because she grew up just having servants do these things for her. But it just makes it more like he's teaching her how to adult. You know what I mean? Thanks for teaching me! It's like she's 6 and he's teaching her how to fucking, like, use her Easy Bake Oven, and it's just fucking weird. And again, if he were, like, a few years older than her, yeah, no, I'm only 20. Oh, okay. Then it would just be the difference of experiences that they've had. The different lifestyles that they lived. Totally fine. Now it's making the age seem... It's weird because of the age thing. Like, she's like, I don't know how to do anything for myself. Oh, God. I mean, because she really doesn't. But, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It just makes it creepier for me. But anyway. Sir Inez always looked a little angry and his language was stiff. But all he says is sincere. All he says is sincere and considerate. Wow. We're just going to let that one go. I could not read that for the life of me. I hadn't known him for long, but I already felt a deep sense of gratitude. You remind me of my father, Sir Inez. And this is even weirder. I mean, we told Adage he reminded us of our mother, and that was kind of funny and sassy. This is creepy now. Your father, and we're not far apart in age. Ah! Oh my god! Yeah, I mean, technically... Well, yeah, no, our father could very well have been like 38 when we were born, you know what I mean? Well, it could be 38, not 38 when we were born. It could have been 20. And actually, you're closer to our dad's age than our age. Oh! That's weird. Oh, God, that's weird. 11 years is quite a lot. Too much to be my brother, I should think. My father? 11 years is quite a lot. Too much to be my brother. Not really. Your brother could be. I mean, typically, you wouldn't have a brother 11 years older than you, but it's possible. Some people have one kid early and one kid late, but I should, like, my father? Oh, no. 11 years is too young to be having kids, though. Okay, even in the fucking creepy, weird cult temple that they live. I suppose. No, not really. I really don't think so. Sir Inez crossed his arms and pondered this. Don't you think that, if anything, unlike an older coworker, we both used to be police officers? Yes, you might be right. I could definitely imagine you giving me work advice. Yes, and I'd much rather be viewed as that than your father. What do you think about cooking? He's like, as your father, especially because your dad definitely wouldn't be 11 years old when he had you. I mean, I can understand in a weird cult thing that they were marrying people at like 14 and 15 if at 16 you were allowed to be a police officer. Like, but like, 11's a little too young to be... Look, I know that there are kids out there that are 10 and 11 popping out babies, and that is some fucked up wrong shit. But that's some fucked up wrong shit. Like, even 14 is like, 15, you're like, okay, now you're in that range where you're a little bit older and like, but it's still too young. Like, you know, but it's like, okay, accidents happen and it's a little more but like, it is a little fucked up though that you live in a weird cult that would be like, well, you're 15 now, let's arrange your marriage. Oh, by the way, have babies. Gross. Pervy ass fucking temple. And we gotta go down Yune's route. And I'm just like, are you making the rules because you're a creepy weird perv? Like, I don't know. Anyway. Cooking, I'll work hard. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I think I can keep practicing. I didn't know where to start and what to do at first, but when I calmed down and followed the steps, it worked out. And I was so happy when it was all done. The happiness is worlds away from the feeling of munching on a bit of bread. And that's a very elaborate emotional response to a single cooked meal. Thank you very much for your guidance. You're welcome. I enjoyed the chance to practice my cooking as well. It's been a while. And yet, he made a flawless omelet. I'm just saying. It's so odd. If either one of us had stayed a police officer, we wouldn't have met. Only because Sir Inez had been assigned to the hounds and I had been sentenced was this meeting possible. But if we had both stayed police officers, then perhaps we could have met under different circumstances. So his partner was obviously the criminal, because that's why he got assigned down here. Or they just didn't like him and they assigned him down. It sounds to me like hounds get assigned down here because their partner fucked something up. Because otherwise he'd be a criminal. You know? Like, we're the criminal and Finn is the hound. So I'm just kind of curious how that happened. Like, how he got down here, you know? These were pointless thoughts. I knew that. Still, the more I came to know him, the more I felt that he was wasted on the hounds. His route is rife with the typos, because we have missed several words, and now the more I came to know him. Wow. I'm just saying. That's 3. I think that's more than we've seen in the rest of the entire game. I've stayed for a long time. I should get going. All right. When will you come again? That's hard to say. I know that you have a lot of appointments, but I'd like to be able to make some preparations. A rough estimate should be enough. I see. I can't guarantee it, but perhaps in 2 days. In 2 days. All right. I'm sorry that you can't make proper plans and have to adjust to mine. It's all right. Your situation can't be easy. Oh, your situation can't be easy, Sir Inez. I don't mind. Hopefully by the next time you visit me, the omelet I make will be a lot better. That isn't the original purpose of our meeting, but I look forward to it. Wait till I learn to bake muffins, bitch! Well, until the next time. Yes, goodbye. I enjoyed our meeting today. A lot had happened since I came to the Sanctuary District. I didn't expect my life to ever be as calm as it had become. I wouldn't mind it if things continued as they do now. I got ready for bed. I learned more about Sir Inez today. He certainly hadn't been lying about his cooking skills. His omelet had been excellent. I would have been glad to have eaten it at a restaurant. I need to work hard if I want to equal it. My impression of him had changed as well. Now, when I think about Sir Inez, I think he's fun. I think he's cute. I think he's funny. What's the right answer? I think he's fun. I think he's cute. That's not the right answer. That's the, I think he's funny. That's ridiculous. That's the wrong answer, which is right, because he's not funny at all. I think he's fun. Being with him was relaxing, and he taught me new things. That was fun, I thought. I enjoyed my time with him. Inez Heinrich Hein. It's an odd name, it is. I knew some others with the middle name, but not many. I wonder what his family called him. Inez or Heinrich? Oh, I dropped the sir. That made me a little embarrassed and apologetic, but I liked the sound of it. But it's weird that I guess he's sir because he's, the vice commander of the hounds, but... Because he's came from a poor family, and he was just a normal cop like the rest of us, so he wouldn't be a sir, you know what I mean? Inez. Inez. It's a good name. In 2 days, he'll be back, huh? I hoped our next meeting would be just as fulfilling. She fallen in love with him, too. Inez? Nope, we would have flipped right over. There was a sound. I listened, but I couldn't hear anything. I turned over, figuring it had just been my imagination. I heard it again. Someone's knocking? It's early in the morning. Who could it be? Thinking it may have been Sir Inez, I opened the door. You! Good. It's the right address. Who are you? Adage. Don't forget me, idiot. What? I forgot your name, not your existence. Forgetting a name is already insulting. I'm coming in. He walked in without permission. What do you want? I've come to give you this. Adage handed me the bag he was carrying. It was quite heavy. What is this? Earth. Earth. As in ground? Dirt? Yes, the brown stuff. All right. No, it's not. Why are you giving me Earth? What's the purpose of this? How should I know? Ask Inez. Inez Heinrich Hein, the tall, rugged guy from the Hounds. Vice Commander? The tall, rugged, handsome man from the Hounds. Adage, I'm just kidding. He doesn't look that rugged. My impression of him is, deal with it. He came by yesterday and told me to give you fertile earth and seeds. So now I'm here to give you that. He said the seeds don't matter, so you're getting mini tomato seeds. Anybody can grow those. Be glad I freed some time on my highly busy doctor schedule to bring you this. Right. That's not enough. Have more enthusiasm. This is good hummus. You couldn't get it anywhere else in the district. Hummus? Inez didn't explain. It's the kind of earth you need for growing vegetables. They turn out much better. Hummus is something you eat that's delicious. By using different earth? Wow. You need seeds and water too, okay? I hope you know that. Of course. I learned about plant life in school. Okay. If you know that, good. You have to look after the plants or they won't grow. Don't forget it. I won't. I'll endeavor to remember this advice. That's a pretty stiff way of thanking me. You remind me of Inez. What are you two doing together? I like him look at his face. What are you two doing together? Well, I wanted to say that I was his tutor, but I hadn't actually taught him that much. Besides, he probably wouldn't have believed me if I said that. What do I say here? It's complicated. Complicated? Is he your boyfriend? Is he? Boyfriend. Boy. Friend. Boyfriend? Don't yell! What's your problem? A boyfriend is like a fiancé, right? Is that how you're interpreting us? Interpreting? So it's not that. No! Obviously not! It is obvious, though. I don't know what love is. Adage, do you think I love Sir Inez? Are you stupid? How would I know? It's not like I'm perceptive when it comes to stuff like that in the real world. He just kamikazed himself there, right? He's like, it's not like I'm aware of fucking what this shit is. I'm not perceptive about this shit. Oh, Adage. At least you know your weaknesses. The real world? Yeah, I've read my share of novels. Love affairs between prisoners and guards are a common theme. I've never seen novels like that. Of course not. They're outlawed. You have to get a hold of them on the black market. The writers and the readers are risking their lives. Outlawed books? You read them? Sure. Not that it matters now, because here you can't get any books at all. Enough of my reading habits. A love affair with Inez. I didn't say that! You like him, right? Or not? Well, he's looking after me, helping me out. He's much kinder than he looks. Looks like that's a yes, then. But love is a crime. In the Heights, sure. This is the Sanctuary District. We don't have the same laws here. Lots of people fuck like rabbits. I love this game for, being a little bit me and saying fuck sometimes. Thank you. Look, I've never heard of that. That's not surprising. Just because it's not against the law doesn't mean everyone is doing it, or doing it in front of your eyes. Besides, I guess it's not even that common, but, non-standard relationships are. Single parents, unwanted children. But Inez is pretty stiff, and a member of the Hounds as well. I'd say this is going to end in blood and tears. Don't count on a happy ending. Hey, I have a guide, you motherfucker. I'm going to get the happy ending. And if our happy ending is not a happy ending, I'm going to be pissed. What would have happened in your books? There'd be a lovey-dovey happy ending after some really contrived plot twist. Adage is totally calling out the game right now, because that is exactly what is going to happen. A lovey-dovey ending after some contrived plot twist. You're the game that I'm in right now. Okay. Adage is breaking the fourth wall. He's breaking the fifth wall. You didn't even know it was there. Lovey-dovey? I'm not sure what that means. Well, this isn't a novel. This is life. In a visual novel. Either way, I'm not thinking about Sir Inez like that. I was simply grateful to him. I didn't have any hazy feelings like love for him. Or so I thought. Well, good luck with that. Just don't drag me into it. Adage is so much an Ulrich. Right. Thanks for the hummus or whatever this is. Apparently Inez and the doctor knew each other. Maybe they're even friends, if he can ask him to carry Earth to me. I don't know anything about his friends, do I? That should be enough for the Earth. I might just have to plant the seeds Adage gave me. And that's the water. My vegetable garden is done! The seeds had come in a bag with instructions written on it. It was going to take several weeks until the harvest. I'll have to give it water regularly until then. I hope I won't forget that. I stood up and prepared my breakfast. It was going to be an omelet, naturally. I have all the ingredients. I need to make it while I still remember how. I stood at the kitchen, but it felt odd. Why? Oh, right. Sir Inez wasn't next to me. The day before, we had used my tiny kitchen together. Our hands bumped into each other, and sometimes he took my hand to show me how to do something. It was fun. Oh. I touched my hand, remembering his touch on my skin. Oh, girl's fallen for him already. My heart is beating so fast. Thinking about him made me restless. I was having trouble recalling the recipe. If this isn't some kind of sickness, then I wonder if I'm in love with him. I mean, he's the only person that's been nice to you. So, like, yeah. Because, like, who are the other men that you've met? The guy who tried to kill you. Like, Ryla's boyfriend, right? All the other hounds and Sashin and... Alright, Sashin is a whole other side story. Ulrich, who's kind of been a dick. Adage, who's kind of been a dick. Inez is the only person that's been nice to you, so, like, hi. Like... If you're prone to falling in love, of course you're going to fall in love with him, right? I said it out loud and it echoed back at me. I can think of nothing more embarrassing. What kind of outrageous things am I saying? I let go of the frying pan and it dropped to the ground. Calm down. Calm down. I'm cooking right now. I love how she's like having a freak out. Like, oh my god. Because it's been so... Like, this I get. It's been ingrained in her that love is wrong. You don't fall in love. That's not real. We assign a husband to you and then we tell you when to have kids and like, you just do your duty, right? And then like... But now so she's like, oh my god. I can understand. You know what I mean? It's been instilled in you that if you love someone, we'll fucking kill you. Well, we'll throw you down here, but, you know. So I get her kind of overreaction of like, oh my god. Anyway, I took a deep breath, stood up, and reached for the pan again. Oh, I burned it, didn't I? I put my somewhat brown omelet on a plate and poured tomato sauce on it. I garnished it with vegetables, and with that, I was done. Alright, it looks acceptable. The end result was worse than the day before, but I was still making steps beyond water and bread. This is Adage's fault. He distracted me with his talk. But if it phases me so much, that means it isn't entirely wrong. Did I really... I mean... When did it start? How? We're not even halfway through, so she kind of fell for him fast. We're like a third of the way through, maybe? The choices, anyway. Just at a rough glance. When did it start? How? I don't know. But I don't think I don't know, but I don't think it did when I accepted becoming his tutor. I've been looking for a job. I was grateful he had offered me one. Sorry, it's... Hold on. Oh my god. I just choked on my own spit. I'm so sorry. Oh, that was a mess. And now I'm gonna keep joking. Oh god. What's happened to me in these past few days? What's happened to me in this past minute? I hate my omelet pondering this. It's not bad, but I could do better. The one Sir Inez made was much better. I was thinking about him yet again. I was assigned someone to marry in the Heights. I never thought about a relationship until now. Besides, I'm a police officer. As someone in service of the law can't be in a relationship. Do I really... Adage had said that the laws of the Heights didn't apply. Still, I was in over my head. I couldn't know for sure, and even if it was the case, I was reluctant to accept it. Can I really be in love? Freely? How do I think of Sir Enid's? This isn't good. Cooped up in here, all I do is think about him. I should take a walk to distract myself, and then you're going to run into him, and that's going to be lovely. All right. I know we're under time. Oh, it's you. Who is this? I don't know. Anyway. I'm going to stop here because I'm dying right now. And this part, again, it could be 5 minutes, it could be 15 minutes. I don't know. But I'm going to stop here where we're a little bit under time, and we'll continue in the next part, and hopefully I will be slowly getting sicker. Anyway, it's just allergies, not like sickness, but still, it's like, now I can't breathe out of my nose. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up, and subscribe to see more.